It's 1964, and with Britain's beat boom exploding, Marshall's sales were climbing fast. This caught the attention of instrument retailer giant Rose Morris.
In 1964, Jim signed a distribution agreement with Rose Morris. It was a worldwide agreement for them to distribute their products.
From their huge North London warehouse, Rose Morris began to roll out Marshall across the world.
With Rose Morris, whatever we supplied one week, we were paid the following week. And they gave us an order book that kept us going every single month.
What Rose Morris did for Marshall was take it from relative obscurity to make it a worldwide, well-known brand.
But the JTM 45 was still not loud enough for one angry customer.
I seem to remember once saying to Jim, like almost pinning him against the wall and saying, "Jim, I need bigger weapons." You know, Jim would say, "Well, talk to Ken," and I would say to Ken, "It needs to be louder, it needs to be treblier, and I need to be able to fold it into extreme distortion." He took it seriously, and he went back in and he fiddled about, and a couple of days later he came back, and instead of 2 power tubes, we had 4.
The new JTM 45 100-watt amp would need 8 loudspeakers. Jim assumed that guitarists would place 2 4x12 cabinets side by side. But Pete Townsend had other ideas.
I said, what I've decided to do is to use one 4x12 at the bottom, and then I'm going to put another one on top so it's level with the guitar. And he said, "Oh no, Pete, that'll fall down, it'll hurt somebody. They're not meant to be stacked." Anyway, that's exactly what happened. I banged it with my guitar and down it went. But it kept going.
The Who arrived with chaos. They wanted loud, they wanted distorted.
And at the first gig, they just started up with Heatwave, and I was in a state of shock. I'd never heard anything so exciting, so loud and energetic ever.
You know, I was just a punk kid, art student. You know, I didn't give a for anybody. I just, had my thesis, which was, to make this band and blow it up in a cloud of smoke.
In those days, you can't imagine the fact those guys were buying in excess of £1,000 worth of equipment a month.
Everything was hire purchase in those days, which is one of the reasons I was able to smash a few guitars in close succession, because he allowed me to buy them on tick. I can remember once not having a guitar for a gig, and I ran into the store and grabbed this guitar and went, "Okay, if I pay you later," just with my fingers crossed, and he went, "Yeah, go on."
Marshall shop regular Eric Clapton was a little more polite about his own hire purchase arrangements.
And so between Jim Marshall and The Who, they were building the foundation for what rock would look and sound like for the years to come.
Then, in 1965, came the iconic script logo. It was based on Jim and Terry's very similar signatures.
And as soon as you got the white scrolly lettering, the amps pretty much sold themselves.
Now everyone wanted a Marshall stack.
And I remember going to see the Small Faces. And when they came on and played and blew the place apart, I mean, it changed everything,
Eric Clapton was playing a Marshall stack for the first time with the Cream at the Windsor Jazz and Blues Festival in July of '66. And Jack Bruce was also playing a Marshall stack, the 100-watt as well.
And I saw Peter Green playing with one, and then I saw Eric Clapton playing with them. It's like, oh, hang on, this is big league, this is everything. Everybody's going for these now.
It was a statement about power. Remember, also, we're entering the psychedelic era now, and people wanted to be literally blown away with volume.
But that was how it was in those days. If you wanted to be louder, it wasn't the PA that did it, it was the amount of physical hardware.
So the Marshall 100-watt super lead amplifier and the stack that goes along with it had really become the choice of the new guitar hero.
And we all had stacks.
Next time on Play It Loud, in a small London nightclub, A musical earthquake rocks Britain's gods of guitar.